Yeah, we live and direct. Welcome to the Grumpy OGs show with myself, Crescent Legend, my brother CDK, giving you boxing talk and real life talk from an OG perspective. What's happening, partner?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain. Life is great. Man, I'm just ready to get it in tonight, ready to get this boxing talk going. I got a whole lot to talk about. I'm feeling good.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I know you wanna tonight you wanna talk about. So you can get started where you want, man, because I know you haven't been able to get up on a lot of the lives that we've been doing because you've been
Yeah,
working, but yeah, go ahead, man. Drop it, man. Whatever you want to
okay.
start with.
I'm gonna start with some of the things I've been hearing, and the first thing I want to start with is, really giving Terrence Bud Crawford his credit for a wonderful fight. But what I want to talk about is the movement and the placement of how people are already, from him beating Canelo Alvarez, people are trying to place him in front of Floyd Mayweather. And I think it just does a discredit to who Floyd Mayweather is and what he's done for the sport of boxing. And for some of the greats, when you say, okay, he beat Canelo Alvarez, we're going to put him on the Mount Rushmore. Well, I'm going to say this. You got Canelo Alvarez, and then you have Earl Spence, which is his two key wins. Two key wins, both of them, he looked phenomenal, and I can't take nothing from him. But when you go down Floyd Mayweather's list and look at his accolades, and I think this is where people get confused. You will say, well, he can beat everybody Floyd faced. Well, I'll say this right here. You have to be able to go out there for 50 fights, and 23 of those fights was against world champions, or he beat world champions, and you have to be on every night. I think people sometimes miss the fact that Floyd Mayweather was able to have a phenomenal night every time he got in the boxing ring. It's not a guarantee that every time you go out there, you're going to have your best fight. And that's what makes Floyd great. Being able to go out there every night and perform when you go out there and get in that ring. And, you got Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo. You got Zab Judah, Carlos Baldomir, Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Juan Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Saul Canelo Alvarez himself, Manny Pacquiao, Robert Guerrero, Marcos Madonna, Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz, just to name a few. People don't understand how hard it is to go out there every night and be on like that. Like, this guy was on every night, and he had an opportunity. Maybe Terrence Bud Crawford didn't have the opportunities that he had for whatever reason. Maybe the competition level wasn't there. But Floyd Mayweather was able to go out there every night and do what he done. And I cannot, no way, no how, say that Bud Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather or put him in front of Floyd. I just can't do it, man. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take away from what Floyd done and what he did for the sport of boxing. I think we're doing him a disservice, you know what I'm saying? And I think people got to really start understanding that. It's not about what you do one night. It's what you're able to do every time you get out there. And every time we seen Floyd Mayweather in the ring, whether you thought he won or not, Floyd Mayweather handled his business. And that's why he got the 50-0 banner. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people say, well, he fought Canelo Alvarez when he was young. Well, Canelo Alvarez had already beat Austin Trout. Canelo Alvarez had already beat Shane Mosley. Somebody go back and tell me how many fights Austin Trout and Shane Mosley was able to win after they fought Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez wasn't as green as people try to make him be. And I think that's why I said people are really doing Floyd a disservice right now. And it's okay for, the trainers or whoever, a lot of people don't like Floyd. So people are looking for any reason to say, hey, man, yeah, he's better than Floyd. But I'm just saying, I think that Floyd had some fights that Bud would have struggled with as well. That's just how I see it myself. I think there are some fighters in there that, could have gave, if Bud had an off night, they could have beat Bud. The same for Floyd. There are guys in there on that list of those 23 world champions that Floyd Mayweather beat, that had he had an off night, he could have lost as well. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Well, let me begin with this. It's the boxing fans, of course. It's the boxing community. I mean, Terrence Crawford even said it himself. He said, we're the best of our era, so there's no need to compare. But, these people, they can't help themselves. So let's give them some reality since they like to do these things. There's no comparison, no kind of way. There's no kind of way. Now, people would say, because I asked the question, why Terrence getting so much praise for it and credit, and Bill not getting the credit. So they said, well, he moved up. He chose to. But We didn't give Canelo credit for moving up and challenging Bivol. That was daring to be great because he moved up to 175 and realized that there was too much for him. But he didn't get credit for that because he lost. He still should have got credit for that moving up. Also, with all respect, Canelo Alvarez is not great. He's a very damn good fighter, but what makes him great? What the hell did he do to make him great? I mean, he has a lot of future Hall of Famers on his resume, but you got to look at the time of the period when he fight people, and a lot of boxing fans like to leave that out because that does make sense. Because you can't give somebody full credit for fighting somebody at their best when they fighting somebody that's one of the best, but they're not at their best. I'm critical on that, but people would throw it up under a win is a win. Okay, we'll deal with that. A win is a win, but you only as good as your last win. Now with all the praise that Bud is getting, Canelo Alvarez is not great. This doesn't put him up there on Mount Rushmore. Want to crack somebody on Mount Rushmore with that whack ass, with that weak resume that he has. He does have a weak resume. Like it, love it, agree or disagree. He has a weak resume. So there's no way that Canelo Alvarez, who has already been beaten twice, it's not like he's was beaten for the first time. He's been beaten twice and got beaten good by two previous opponents, no matter who they are. So where do all this come in at? So I don't get that. But he is the best fighter of this era. That's hands down, no questions. But all this to try to move guys up above guys and all that is way too much work that these guys got to do. And it's way too much studying that these people haven't done to even say these things. And I think it's blasphemous in my honest opinion. What else you got?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And I want to give Bud Crawford full credit for what he done. And like I said, I can understand when people say, well, he moved up. I thought Bivol, however you want to pronounce it, was a better fighter. And I figured I picked him to win. And I also felt like he would win that fight. I think a lot of people were sleeping on him. A lot of boxing fans didn't really realize how good he was. But there was a victory, saying somebody did pick to beat Canelo. And I just thought that, it was going to be too much for Canelo. He did move up. So I understand why when it comes to him, they tried to, where it was a better win. But I just thought when Floyd fought him, Floyd looked phenomenal. You didn't see Floyd have to get into any firefights because of his defense. And I heard somebody say they cracked the code of the shoulder roll. Well, I would like to know who cracked the code of the shoulder roll when it came to Floyd Mayweather, because, Floyd Mayweather used the shoulder roll his whole career, and we know what he done in his career. But I ain't gonna, dwell on it too long. I really want to move on because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. And I definitely want to move on to this Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez before I get back to Bud a few more things. But I heard Coach Kenny on Mill City the other day say that, Teofimo Lopez is not the best name at 140 that he should be fighting, that he should be going up fighting Gary Antoine Russell. And I'll say this, as a coach, I don't think I could say that if my fighter was getting really just a lot of slack because of his next fight or people looking at it like it's an exhibition. I don't have a problem with Shakur Stevenson fighting Teofimo Lopez. I think those are the type of fights that we wanted to see Tank take on. Teofimo Lopez was on the list. Somebody I wanted to see Tank fight. Shakur Stevenson's on that list. A few other names, but I think Teofimo Lopez is the biggest name probably at 140 that Shakur Stevenson can fight. Whether he's the best fighter or not, I don't think he is. But is he a good fighter? Yes, he's a good fighter. I can't take that from him. I don't like him, but he's a good fighter. And I would love to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Shakur Stevenson take on those type of challenges. And then if he goes on to beat Teofimo Lopez like I think he will, then you can move on to the Gary Antoine Russells of the world and stuff like that. But I feel like, man, I hate when these people keep on trying to discredit what fighters are trying to do, especially when they're going out there and they're not getting in these exhibition of circus matches, as I call them, and fights I don't want to see or care about, or trying to fight somebody that's 60 pounds heavier than them, and I'm hearing that the fighters already there's rules to this fight and that's in place to make it really a circus match. So I don't understand how you can be coaching somebody and then come back and talk about a fighter that's actually trying to fight somebody around his weight class or division, and he's a name, a real name opponent. So, people want to see this fight. People are excited about seeing Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. I do want to see the fight. There's a fight. I would look at that fight before I watch Tank and watch, Jake Paul. I definitely got to say that, one way or another, how people feel about Teofimo Lopez. He's not a fighter that you can go over there and run over, So, do you think that Coach Kenny has room to talk or, try to discredit what Shakur Stevenson is doing right now?
Everybody's buzzing everybody's business, He can state his opinion, but my thing about this, I don't think that fight is going to happen. I would love for it to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. And it's more so because I don't trust Teofimo Lopez, not Shakur Stevenson. I think it's that's what I think. But if it was to happen, I would pick Shakur Stevenson to beat him.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Can you hear me, Crush?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I'm definitely picking Shakur Stevenson to win that fight. I just feel like I just noticed that a lot of times I feel like Coach Kenny has a hard time being honest about what he sees when it comes to other fighters because he does coach Tank, and he's very critical of other fighters. But I never hear him, and I can understand. But man, if I'm not able to criticize my own fighter, for doing some of the stuff he do and making moves he make, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna go on nobody's channel and talk bad about a fighter that's trying to actually get in there with a opponent that people want to see. That's the only problem I really have with Coach Kenny. It's just too much of every time Shakur makes a move, he downplays it or he tries to say now this whole time Teofimo Lopez, is a great name for anybody. And now once we heard that fight might happen, and I feel like I don't think Teofimo Lopez will sign on the dotted line. I heard it's close to being done, but we know how that goes with Teofimo Lopez. The Devin Haney fight was close to being done, and it didn't happen. So that's the one problem with Teofimo Lopez. I don't think Teofimo Lopez really wants to fight anybody. I think he's good with taking kibbles and bits as long as he don't have to get out there with nobody that he thinks going to make him look silly. That's one reason why I don't think we get the Shakur Stevenson fight. I just don't think that Teofimo Lopez really has the heart to go out there and take on a challenge like that. But I heard Coach Kenny also say Josh Taylor. He downplayed who Josh Taylor was. Josh Taylor was the man at 140, before Teofimo Lopez beat him. He was the man. He was the man to beat. And Teofimo Lopez went out there and made it look easy. So, like I said, now all of a sudden, this man ain't no good. He wasn't a good fighter. Josh wasn't. He ain't no good fighter, or he was never a big name or whatever. So I just be trying to figure out what makes people talk like this when it comes to certain fights. And, I'm not going to be watching the Tank Davis and Jake Paul exhibition if it happens. I heard that they're having a lot of problems making that fight. I'm hearing that Atlanta or Georgia, where they trying to do the fight at, they're saying that nobody has signed off on anything. And, they're so far, there's not going to be a fight there. So I don't know whether this fight happens or not. I think the boxing world or,
the fight is in play. It's going to be in Miami, I think. The fight is in play.
Miami? Okay. Okay, Miami.
Yeah, I think it's Miami, but that fight is happening on the scheduled date. They just had the location. But yeah, I'm not interested in that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I think a lot of times Tank fans, they get mad when you say this type of stuff. Now they will look at this. You'll get people jumping on the bandwagon with Coach Kenny and acting like that what Coach Kenny said has real merit to it, and they'll be like Tank is taking on a real challenge. And we know what this is. This is nothing more than a chance at retirement, chance to make a lot of money. And like Shakur is even saying, like, man, go get your money. He don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But there are fights that people, whether it was the Lamont Roach rematch or whatever it was you want to do, I just want to see Tank. If he's going to do the Jake Paul thing, I do want to see him come back behind it and redeem himself and give us a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, give us something that we want to see. And I just need him to be focused because I think if he is focused, I think Tank going to be, a tough out for anybody. But, we just got to see how it plays out and see what happened with that. I don't know if Tank, if he gets $40 million or whatever it is with Jake Paul, who's to say Tank's going to fight again? And I think if he does that, if he walks away like that, I think it'll be a bad look on his legacy. And like I said, it's just my personal opinion. I can't put him in the Hall of Fame. If Jake Paul's the last thing I see, I just can't do it myself personally. I won't be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just my personal opinion. Whether somebody has him in the Hall of Fame or not, I think he has a Hall of Fame career. I have no problem with that. And I'm a Tank fan. I just, like I said, a lot of stuff I just get tired of. And I wish him the best nonetheless.
Well, I gotta say this in all fairness. I think we gotta stop pre-criticizing people before their next move. So no one is in position to say, is he going to retire because of the Jake Paul money? You got Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez who just made good money. They still talking about fighting. And it was real fight. Yeah. So I can't criticize him for something he didn't do yet. We still got to get past the exhibition. And I don't think he's going to retire. And then if he does, it's not for me to assume because that, that's putting a rap on him that we're not sure about. So we gotta know where to speak on things. And I don't like to speak on things when I don't know what the hell is going on. We don't know because the Jake Paul fight didn't even happen. So I don't want to premeditatedly just say he's going to retire or he's not going to give us a fight. We don't know, but I'm hoping that, whatever he decides to do is something that he wants to do and it's something that the fans going to be appreciated because I don't think everybody should be giving him so much slack about him deciding to take an exhibition. That's his damn prerogative. He decided to take an exhibition, and the exhibition was already signed, people. So y'all can't be mad about that. It was already signed. So even before the fight was over, the fight was signed before then. He told everybody, my next appointment is in the locker room. So you can't really get mad for something that somebody planned to do. That's their prerogative. Now what he does afterwards, we don't know. So we can't criticize him until afterwards. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking nobody for making a money move for themselves, regardless of what the situation is. But I ain't going, say the man, he ain't going to fight nobody because we don't know what he's going to do,
Yeah.
And in all fairness, guys haven't put in their best effort to fight this man. So, that goes both ways with a lot of these guys. I don't think he should single-handedly keep getting the blame for fights that didn't happen.
Let me ask you a question, Crush. Because with him being the A side or whatever they like to call it, Tank has always held the cards in his hand or whether or not for a long time now. He's been the one that's been able to call the shots and he still is able to call the shots. So a lot of these fights, we don't get them for whatever reason it may be. I don't know, what's going on behind the scenes. But I think what's happening with Tank and one of the problems people are having is when you see him come on there and, you see, because he's very critical of other people, of certain fighters, sometimes especially black fighters. When you have Terrence Crawford do what he done and people giving Terrence Crawford credit, instead of joining in and say, man, great fight, bud, or, whatever. Sometimes I think what happens is Tank will say something like real negative about somebody. And I think it rubs people the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the stuff, I feel like he brings it on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times he don't have to say anything. Sometimes it's just best to be quiet and keep on going and do what you do. Because like I said, Shakur saying, man, go get your 40 million. Man, if he could get it, get what he said, he would get it too. He would get that 40 million. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way he gonna turn down 40 million. He said he definitely will take that 40 million. He ain't mad to think about this. He said, man, it's a smart move. And I agree, it's a very smart move on his behalf. If you can get 40 million for fighting somebody that to me is just a novice boxer at best. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could run away with 40 million like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a good, do what you do. But do you think like sometimes like when it comes to Bud, or do you think it might be stuff that we don't know? Like I said, I don't know everything. What's going on behind the scenes, what makes him a Bud or other people have problems, But do you think a lot of times, a lot of that stuff from Tank is because of, maybe stuff going on behind the scenes and they're critical of him and a lot of talking going on? Or do you think Tank just does stuff just for shock value?
I mean, he ain't really doing nothing too much different from everybody else when he do some petty stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, petty.
He
Yep,
just,
that's what it is. That's what it
yeah,
is.
he ain't doing
Yep,
nothing different from anybody else in boxing that been doing petty
yep,
stuff. Cause they know he did some petty stuff. He just doing
yep, yep.
exhibition and pissing people off. And I think he knows that he pissed people off. So I think sometimes he
Yep.
does things purposely to piss you idiots off because y'all get so damn
Yep.
upset about something that you had no control of. Real quick, I want to shout out BBO, Prize Fight in the building, Quee, Marky Dan, everybody that's in the building, smash the like button. And that's the case. That's why I don't like to go too far, too
Yeah.
deep on the fighters because at the end of the day, they're gonna make their decision. And they decide to fuck up their legacy, that's on them.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then if they decide to you know what I mean, to really fuck it up with their legacy, that's on them. They the ones that got to live with that at the end of the day. You know, they the ones that got
Yes,
to deal
sir.
with the criticism or not being mentioned with the greats. They got to deal with that. See, we get to talk
Mm-hmm.
about that. We get to talk about who can go with the greats and things like that, but it's up to them to give us something to talk about. You know, so
Yeah.
they ain't really giving me nothing to talk about. They ain't talking about nothing that they doing that I'm not interested in. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to be
No.
crying and whining about what somebody not doing. I'm gonna pay
Yep.
attention, give my attention to somebody that's doing something that I want to do because none of these guys is above boxing. None of them. None of these
Yep.
dudes is above boxing. And one goddamn, you know the saying, I don't like to call nobody no monkey, but one monkey don't stop no damn show. You see what I'm saying? So Take gonna be on bullshit.
Right. Right.
They ain't gonna keep on waiting for Take. Other people doing shit. What are we talking about? Stop making it about one
Mm-hmm.
person. You know? I like boxing. I'm just not
Yep.
gonna,
Yep.
wait
Yep.
on Take. I want to see other people fight too. Whoever getting busy, that's what I'm with. Even if I don't like him, I like boxing. He ain't give me something that I'm gonna rock with. I ain't worrying about him till he give me something. You know? See, that's
Definitely.
grown man.
Definitely.
A lot of y'all still little
Yep.
babies and wet behind the ear. That's why y'all get so upset. When, shut up. Want me to change your pamper? You know? That's what it's
Definitely. I agree
about.
100% with you on that. Let me ask
Hey,
you this question. How do you feel about not mean to cut you off? How would you feel about a David Benavidez and Bud Crawford fight? How would you? I'm gonna let you start. How would you feel about that fight?
I like to see it, but do it at 75. Well, we have to move up. Ain't no David coming down no 168. Cool out. And I hear everybody talk about what he'd do to David Benavidez. Let me tell you something, man. It sounds good, but we don't know until it actually happens, people.
Yeah.
And that's what the tail end of it is. So I guess this man can move up to heavyweight and be heavyweight. I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I would love
Definitely.
to see it.
I know Benavidez said he would be willing if that fight was on the table to come down to 168. I don't know if he still can make 168. So, but he said he would be willing to come down to 68 for that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know if he still can make 168. That's what I would probably be worried about or concerned about him being able to come back down one more time at 168 because he said the other day. What'd you say now? I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
He'll be draining himself if he does that.
Yeah. I feel the same way. But he said that he wouldn't fight Bud at 175. You know what I'm saying? That was his word. You know what I'm saying? If it was done, he said he would do it at 68. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be at 175. And he said it would have to be, he got to take care of business and see how this fight goes with Anthony Yard. And he'll go from there. So, like I said, I'm not really, I don't know what Bud's going to do next. I don't know if he retires or walk away into the sunset or does he fight again. Now, Bud was talking about coming down to 160 and trying to be champion at 160. There's a lot of stuff that Bud could do, you know what I'm saying? And man, right now the sky's the limit for him. So, I'm excited to see what's next for him, you know what I'm saying, or who he's willing to face. But, if he walks away, that's okay too. He's earned the right to go ahead and to the sunset. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Him and Canelo to go on with his career. They want him to fight Shiraz or whatever. I don't know if Canelo really wants to take on that fight, what we just seen. I don't know if that's what he wants. back to back, brutal in my opinion. And I think it'll be another fight that he possibly could lose. I just don't want to. I don't know. I think Canelo's at the end of the doorstep. You know what I'm saying? He's at the end. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
what do you think? You think he at
yeah.
the end?
I mean, Canelo has been declining. I mean, he's old in boxing years. He's been boxing professionally since he was 15 years old. My goodness,
Yeah.
that's a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? So there may be guys that's older than him in age, but he's actually older than those guys in boxing terms. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look how many fights he had when he did fight Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? So gotta take that. So he got a lot of wear and tear on him. He's on a decline at a young age because he's been boxing so damn long. You know, and been in the ring with some big guys. You know, he's not really a big person. He's an average size guy, but been in there with big guys and everything. So yeah, he's at the end of his career. And like I said, both of these guys can just ride off into the sunset. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't owe nobody nothing. When
Definitely.
it's over,
I agree.
it's over. You know.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you a question. Did you see AB on Cam and May show the other day? Was you able to catch that?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I couldn't bear to stare for too long. It was about 3 minutes for me. That was enough.
Yep. Yep.
Hate to see Adrian Broner in that state.
Me too.
Such a tainted talent. I'm gonna use that word. Such a tainted talent and skill set. The Demons has been getting the best of Adrian Broner for some years now, people, and I could just wish him the best. But me myself, I wouldn't have bought him more. I wouldn't have did that. Cam is wrong. Cam is wrong, and I told Cam to his goddamn face, "You wrong, man. You meant to make an ass out of this man. There's no way I'm gonna have you turn. I'm not gonna do that, bro. You gotta get yourself together. You know what I mean? I want to get you when you sober and things. I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think they should have cut it. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad look. And if you call me a friend, please don't allow me to come on there like that and embarrass myself like that. If we're friends, that's just definitely something you don't do. Cam, consider him to be a friend. And you could tell AB was, you know what I'm saying, intoxicated or whatever he was before he even started talking. And I was like, man, I hate to see that for him. I'm like you. I watched like 2 or 3 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off, man. I was embarrassed for him. You know what I'm saying? I turned it off. I didn't want to keep looking at it. And I was just like, man, wow. Like you said, a tainted talent. And that's what it is. That's what we're seeing. And AB keeps talking about getting back in the ring. You know, I don't know what he does next. You know, I don't know how his financial stability is right now. But man, he definitely got to get himself together. If he plans on getting back in the ring, I don't want to see him like this. I don't want to see him get back in the ring. And man, it looks like he can't even defend himself right now if he did get back in the ring.
Well, the main thing that he has to do, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I'm about to tell you guys. The main thing that he has to do first, before any of this shit, that man got to detox. He got to get himself together spiritually. See, I didn't even mention mentally, people.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Listen to what I'm saying. He has to get himself together spiritually. You can't get yourself together mentally if you're not together spiritually. His energy is all effed up. And it's been horrible, people. And it's a sad thing because Adrian Broner could have had such a hell of a career. And make a long story short, it's like someone being slipped a Mickey and they never come back from it. You know what I mean? And that's what it seems like with him. That he got hit with that Mickey, people, and he never bounced back from it. Never been around a strongly minded person enough to keep his mind idle. You know, that's a tough thing to deal with. And with these guys, they're stubborn because they make a lot of money. They got a big fan base and blah blah blah. So you have to be a very rare, very strong person to try to keep someone like that on float because everybody needs someone, especially in any stage. Even every last one of us needs somebody that I'm fucking up. I need to talk to this person to straighten me out or to help me out with some. We all need that. Don't none of y'all ever think that you don't.
That's right.
Smack me right now. We all need that. Okay, swallow your pride. We all need it, and Brona really needed that. And that's a sad thing that a sad reality is that a lot of them have nothing but yes men because of the dollar bill. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of them have yes men because of the dollar bill. I don't give a damn about the dollar bill. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you like it is.
Yeah,
For free. Because if it was about the dollar bill, trust me, I wouldn't be sitting here now. If it was about the dollar bill. But certain things I ain't doing for no dollar bill or anything else. I ain't doing it. And then if you ask me again, you might not be able to offer to anyone else that deal because I'm only going to tell you one time. I'm only going to tell you one time. If I got to tell you again, we're going to have a problem. But yeah, that's the sad thing. But let's move on to something else. So we have Lamont Roach going up against Isaac, who I call Pit Poodle Cruz. Everybody that's there in attendance know I've been calling the dude Pit Poodle Cruz. He ain't balling down nothing. Where's the American Pit Bull or whatever he is? Where is that? I don't see it. I don't see that real diehard, that upper echelon breed of red nose. I don't see that Carver. Don't let me get to talking some stuff. I know something about the dogs now. Shorty Cowboy, Gator. I know a little something, people. I know a little something. OG been around a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Been around a little bit of everything, people. Just didn't fully indulge in a lot of things. It's just good to learn things. Even if you're not interested, it's good to know. Knowledge is infinite, but how you feel about this fight, man? Do you think it's a good match? And give me your breakdown.
I think Lamont Roach wins this fight very easily. I don't see it being a great matchup. I'm not a big fan of Pitbull Leader. I just think his best defense is putting his face out there and letting you beat up on him. You know what I'm saying? He does that well. He's able to stick his head out there and you punch him in the face many times you can. And, he tries to take what he can take. I just don't see it being a great fight. I think Lamont Roach, I was hoping that he would have took the Shakur Stevenson fight at the beginning of the year. That was a fight I wanted to see. Even Camille Moten, as young as he is, you know what I'm saying? I could have seen that. I think it would be a better fight than either Pitbull Cruz or, as you call him, Pit Poodle. You know what I'm saying? Pit Poodle is not a very good fighter to me. He's just a guy. He has a certain style. I won't say what that style is. I don't want nobody to get offended. But he has a certain style, and that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to get around it, you're able to really go out there and get you a victory over Pit Poodle. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, man, Lamont Roach goes out there and dominates this fight. I think he dominates. I think it's a easy 10-2 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Pitbull wins a round. I don't know. I'll say that right there. I do know that Lamont Roach, maybe he's been put on that list of people that now have become called great fighters because of his fight with Tank. And, the jury's still out on it. But we'll find out. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach goes out there and makes this look easy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think it'd be an easy fight anyway. I still be looking for him to go out there with somebody a little better talent. I mean, what do you think about the fight yourself?
I really don't give a flying fuck, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because it gives Lamont Roach something to do besides keep on crying about something he already knew he had no damn control of. So he need to pipe down, putting on a big ass act, and y'all keep falling for the okie doke. That's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. Now, this fight is taking place at 140, and from my understanding, this guy's still holding the damn belt hostage at 130. So I think he needs to do something about that. He needs to drop that belt, or he needs to strip him, and need to take his ass to 140, because I don't think this kid is going to be talking about jumping up and down between 140 to 130. You know, but anything possible with the things that these guys be trying to pull off. But I won't downplay it. I think it's going to be a good fight. Pit Poodle, he's just one dimensional. He just try to knock you out. He just do nothing but haymakers. He got a tight defense because he got such an impact body, so it's not hard for him to shell his body up. But when you got good punch placement, good IQ, and you can punch through a guard or punch around guard, they ain't gonna, help him up but so far. And we'll see what Lamont Roach makes of that. And I think Lamont Roach should stay his ass up there at 40. If you're going to do that, I think that's what the move is. Let's see what happens.
Do you think Lamont Roach, if he does beat Pit Poodle, do you think he stays at 140? And what do you see him doing at 140? How does he look against the other champions at 140?
Well, I don't know if he'll beat any of the other champions. I don't know who he beat or who he won't beat. But I know one thing: he better stay away from Antoine Russell. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Definitely.
You gotta stay away from that guy. And it already appears to be that he's kind of afraid of the Russell guys. You know what I'm saying? Because even Big Brother Mr. Gary was telling him, hey man, you need something to do. I take that smoke at 135. He zipped it up. They ain't say much and kept it moving. Is that Uncle Kaz in the building? Hey, Uncle Kaz, what's going on? Salute to Uncle Kaz, the box story. Salute to you, Uncle. Just doing our OG talk, man. Man, I didn't know you would be around. We're gonna have to get you on here with us one day, Uncle Kaz. And one day this week, if you open up the panel, I'll make sure I jump on you. You're doing a dope job as always. So we talk about Lamont Roach and the Pit Poodle fight. I guess it's gonna be a good fight because a lot of people said it's a good matchup. We'll see. And I think Lamont Roach should stay at 140 because he looks like more like a more natural 140 guy. I was wondering why he was staying down at 130 so damn long, but nonetheless, he went back down to 130 from 135, and he could have just went up to 140. But hey, that's his prerogative. So we'll see what happens because I think the way that everything is shaping out, and really the only fight that we all agree on that we want to see at 135 is Tank and Shakur. And hopefully we get that fight. Hopefully both of these men, not just Tank, not just Shakur. So both of them can give all of us that fight. Besides that, that division belongs to the next up and coming guys, and that's the Abdullahs, the Muratalas, and all these other guys. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen, man. But as boxing is moving along, it's shaping in some kind of ways, and you can see with these weight classes, a lot of fighters is moving up rapidly. We seen damn near the main top 135 move out the division. We've seen that happen. So Dev is gone, T.O. was gone, Shakur is gone, freaking Rolly is gone. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys actually been leaving out of 135. So and I think Rolly's nothing there left for Shakur. I think it's Shakur fight Tank. I don't want to see Shakur fight anybody else at 135. That'd be a meaningful fight because I think once you get that fight is to move forward and not actually take a step back. Keep busy. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are young enough and they keep taking too much time. They won't be as young as they are now. They won't have as much spring in their chicken legs, if you know what I mean. So they got to get to it, man. And plus, you age in the sport from the physicalities that you go through. So they got to get to it, man. We just had a legacy fight between two of boxing top, and we want to see more. We definitely want to see more. We're excited for the Brian Norman and Devin Haney fight, which I'm big on that fight. Can't wait to see what happens to get the question answered. Can Brian Norman deal with the boxing IQ and the boxing skills of Devin Haney, who is considered a pure boxer and one of the sport's top skilled fighters, no matter the weight class. Brian Norman Jr., a guy who's athletic, who also can box, but he's more so known as a puncher, a boxer. Well, he was considered as a puncher brawler, but his skills had gotten a little better. So getting some boxing skills with him. So let's see what happens. That's gonna be a good fight. Would he be able to keep up with Devin Haney, good footwork, and be able to cut the ring off and give Devin Haney something to think about? Put him in desperate measures. Make him feel even more uncomfortable than what he did against Ryan Garcia when Ryan Garcia had his moments. Could Junior put pressure on Devin Haney and not allow Devin Haney to get in his groove and adjust, which is something that he does pretty good. He can be frustrated also, just like anybody else. We're gonna see what happens. I think it's a good fight. And even with those guys, what those two guys do after they face each other at 147. And I know y'all gonna be like, man, you trying to get everybody else to keep moving up. Well, when you got weight classes where it's not fairly balanced, all we do, then you gotta have these guys move up. I mean, because after these two guys fight each other at 147, what's a bigger match at 147 for Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney once they get in the ring with each other? You know what I mean? And that's just a general statement more so than a question. But yeah, how you feel about that?
I'm gonna say that I think, I think Brian Norman right now, until proven otherwise, I'll say that he's the best champion at 147. So I definitely like the matchup, and he has gotten better every fight. You can see that he's improvement. There's improvement in how he moves around the ring. But Devin Haney is a different type of fighter. But I still wonder, because I feel like Devin last fight, he was really trying to stay out the way, not take any shots. I just want to see how Devin reacts if he does get caught with a good shot. That's going to answer a lot of questions for me. Somewhere between round 1 through maybe 5 or 6, I think that Devin's going to have to, draw a line in the sand. We're going to have to see the Devin Haney of old, because I think he's going to do more than what he done last fight to actually win. I don't think he can do what he done and get a victory like that against, Norman, with Norman being the champion. I really want to see. I think that Devin Haney has one of the best jabs in boxing. Great foot movement. Like I said, that fight against Ryan, I don't know, what it was. I still think it was the way he came out there and tried to actually fight, regardless of what the situation was. I didn't like the way Devin Haney fought in that fight. But I want to see, like I said, how he looks. It's going to answer a lot of questions. But, that fight's right around the corner. And after that, if Devin Haney is victorious, does he try to go ahead and become undisputed at 147? Is a question that I have. Does he move on from there and try to get the Barrios fight or whoever else there is to fight at 147? There's not a lot to do at 147 these days. The weight class isn't what it used to be. I don't know how far Devin Haney goes up. Maybe 154, maybe possibly 160 before his career is over. But I definitely think that he'll move up again. In maybe the next year or two. Maybe the next 2 years, I'd say he moves up to 154 if he's successful right there at 147. How far do you see Devin Haney going up in weight as far as, do you think he makes it to 160 before his career is over?
I always thought he can get up to like 160. Shit, he messed around and get to 168, but I said 160. He probably get to that.
Mm. Yeah, I say 160. I definitely say 160. I don't see him going past that. There's possibility, you know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney, I guess he's 5'7", 5'8". You know what I'm saying? I don't exactly. I think it's somewhere around there. But I don't see him going past 160 now. Maybe later on, if there's a reason or a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Later on in his career, it's possible that he could pull a move and go to 168. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of returns going on. People talking about coming back to the ring. We got Earl Spence. We got Jamel Charlo. We got Boo Boo Andrade calling out Jamal Charlo. So out of all those guys, who are you really wanting to see? You know what I'm saying? Make their return to the ring.
Well, what makes sense. I would like to see Spence gonna come back. I like to see him and Charlo get in ring with each other. Two fighters who've been out for quite some time, both coming off of losses. And I know people is really interested in seeing how EJ really gonna look, because he's been making sure that we don't forget that he said he's gonna come back. And I'm wishing him the best. And to go against Charlo, I think that would be a good test. Like I said, both of these guys been through things, no matter which one been through something more detrimental than your opinion. They both been through something. They both got some ring rust. I think it'll be a good fight. I think it definitely be a damn good fight. I think once these guys loosen up, and I don't think these guys might take too long to loosen up, in my honest opinion. They might get right at it, but I think once the action really start, I think it's gonna be a damn good fight, But and I would my prediction, like I always said when the conversation first came up years ago, I like Spence to be both of the Charlos. So I'm still gonna hold on to that until to make a date and fight night come. We see if we all correct if we picking EJ or not. So yeah, I definitely want to see that. There's a fight coming up. So how y'all feel? And how you feel, bro? Frank Martin returning to the ring at 140. He's fighting Bartholomew. How you feel about that?
Who you say he fighting?
Bartholomew.
I'm trying to remember who that is. My mind just went blank. That's not the no, it's not the old guy. It's not the old guy. So Frank Martin, he's moving up to 140, and really the guy he's facing, I can't think. I'm trying to remember who he fought because I can't really remember too much about him. So who is he face?
Bartholomew fought a couple guys. He also fights, but he got okay record. I'm trying to remember the last person that he fought, but he fought some notable names. I can't remember offhand, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about him. It should be a winnable fight for Frank Martin, I would believe. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to see how he looks at 140. I'm just glad he's making a return. He's been gone for a minute too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely want to see. You know what I'm saying? How he looks. I'm a fan of Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a pretty good fighter. He started late in his career, so I'm excited about Frank Martin making his return. I am. But the one person that's really missing, if you think about it, because we were talking about 135, and it seems like he's been put on the shelf because of what he done, is Keyshawn Davis. So I'm really wondering when he's gonna make his return and how that plays out for him. It seems like Bob Erm is really, got him on the shelf.
Yeah. Well, Keyshawn gonna come back, and he's gonna coming back at 140. So yeah. And he's supposed to
So he's coming back at 140.
Yeah, and he's gonna be able to get a title fight or something. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited because Keyshawn was moving. You know what I'm saying? He was on the fast pace, on the fast track, or whatever you want to call it. And I definitely want to see him make his return. I'm like I say, Keyshawn Davis. I'm a big fan of his, but I really think that Gary Antoine Russell at 140 is the man to beat. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know what I'm saying, if he goes out there and fight his fight, he's gonna be hard for anybody to beat. Just my humble opinion on that. Do you think that Gary Antoine Russell at 140 is the man to beat?
Yep. I've been saying that for a minute now. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, definitely gotta go. I definitely gotta roll with him at 140, man. I think that dude is different. He's special. In the fight, we were talking about Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach had an opportunity to take that fight with Mr. Gary Russell Jr., and he didn't take that fight, man. That would have been such a big city, you know what I'm saying, for DC or whatever fight. That should have been made.
Yeah. Yeah.
We might get it. We might get it later on down the road. We might get it. We might get that fight. We might. For some reason, it seems like he don't like Mr. Gary Russell. Seems like he's really avoiding that fight. Like he's coming up with all kind of excuses. I mean, you know, that's the fight I thought he would have took, if anything. And then we got Cool Boy. We got Cool Boy making his return, and I'm excited about that fight. I can't wait. There's a lot of big fights on the man that we got on the horizon, man, that I want to see. You know, Cool Boy is gonna be in a tough fight. I feel like you know what I'm saying, Foster's a really good fighter, and you know, that's a winnable fight for either guy. I mean, how do you see that fight playing out yourself?
Yeah, I'm picking Cool Boy, but it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. I definitely believe it's a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? They both been talking. You know, both guys are ready to go out there. And if Cool Boy gets past him, I don't know what's next for him, but if he gets you know what I'm saying, get past Foster, man, sky's the limit for him. If he does get past Foster, what would you like to see for him next?
Let's see who's at 130 right now. I haven't really been paying attention to 130 like that, to be honest with you. So I kind of lost track of who's the top guys at 130. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have to look over it and see what's going on down there at 130. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But who knows what's going to happen, man?
BVO. BVO who at 130. I guarantee you BVO know who at 130. He know. I'm kind of lost in one at the, you know what I'm saying, 132. I know I don't know where Camille Moten's gonna actually fight at. You know what I'm saying? Does he move up? Is he at 130, 135? Yeah, 135, ain't he? Yeah, 135. So.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's next for him, but I definitely want to see, you know what I'm saying, him in a big fight real soon. You know, still some things he needs to work on. If I'm being real, I think he still needs to work on his defense a little bit. I think he get hit too much. He takes a lot of chances, but he has a ton of talent. Very talented young man.
Yeah, hell, yeah. I want to see what he's working with too, man. I want to see what he's working with. We gonna see. We have we got a couple fights coming up. We got Benavidez in yard.
Yeah.
We got a heavyweight bout coming up with Bartley and gotta watch Bartley. Bartley is fighting. Help me out, y'all. Who's Bartley fighting? Bartley's fighting. Is it Parker? Is it Joseph Parker he's fighting? I forgot.
I thought Joseph Parker was gonna get his shot at I thought he was gonna get his shot at the title.
Against who?
Well, I thought he was gonna be fighting Usyk next. I thought he was. Parker was.
No, I ain't hear anything about that.
I know they was talking about he was next in line for a title shot. He's supposed to be next in line. So that's why I was asking, like, is he really next in line? Are they gonna give him an opportunity? And do you think that he can actually, you know, does he have a chance of beating Usyk?
I don't know, but hell no, he got a chance to beat Usyk. But AJ's supposed to be making a damn comeback and switching to southpaw or some old crazy crap. Huh? Yeah. AJ's supposed to be coming back and switching his style.
Yeah, that ain't gonna matter. That ain't gonna matter at all.
And BBO,
Oh,
BBO, no. BBO, no.
what about hey Chris, what about Wilder and what's his name? They talk about him fighting the MMA guy. What's his name?
Oh, I don't want
Man,
to
what's his
say.
name?
I don't want
They were talk, yeah, they were talking about Wilder fighting what's his name? Man, I can't think of his name. But I think there would be a good fight for Wilder, I guess. He's still able to make some money because the last fight he had was in a I don't know where that fight was at. It was almost in like a small casino on the side of the highway somewhere.
it was inside a gymnasium, man.
Yeah, it was a gym.
I'm being funny, man. I'm being funny. I want to do that to the Bronx Bomber, man.
I rock a Wilder, man. Wilder's my guy. I think it might be time for him to call it quits too.
Oh yeah, he should have him and Furby should have retired after they trilogy.
Yep. I think so too. I think it kind of took everything out of both of those guys. Now, why? I mean, we do got Chris Eubank taking on Conor Bean. That fight's up and coming.
Yeah,
Bo Mac is also back in it. Bo Mac is back in saying, Eubank corner. So I'm Eubank to win that fight. I think like Mac said, once a guy beat you once, he usually got your number. It's already psychological. So I feel like that, man, we might and I think Chris Eubank is gonna be able to not he ain't gonna have to really just come down and wait about a lot too.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah. Have we missed anything we ain't covered or talked about that you want to talk about?
I can't wait to see what Fundora gonna do to Keefy Poo. Cause he gonna jack Keith Thurman up, man. I think
What you
Fundora
say?
gonna hold Keith Thurman bad. Or at least
Yeah,
embarrass
me
him.
too. I mean, I don't know what Keith Thurman has left in the gas tank. And like I said, man, it looks like, man, a giant fighting an elf.
Man, that's gonna be horrible.
I'm ready to see it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what happens. I wish Keith Thurman the best, and I'm hoping he's able to go out there and put on a great show. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping that he goes out there and is able to pull it off, man. That would be something special, but man, it's gonna be a tough fight for him.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? But Keith Thurman, one thing about it, he's always up for a challenge. If he don't do nothing else, he talks great. He can talk, man. He definitely has a career in commentating after this fight, though. He can be a great commentator.
oh hell yeah.
I give him that. Cause he talks
Yeah,
good when it comes to boxing. He knows his stuff though. He know what he's talking about.
yeah. I
Anything you can before we get out of here, Crush, anything left?
let me see. Who you got? Fulton O'Shaquie Foster before we get up out of here.
I definitely got Cool Boy. I think Cool Boy is able to outbox him. I think it's gonna be like I said, it's a 50-50 fight, like you said. It's gonna be a tough fight. Both dudes, man, they can box. But I think Cool Boy will, be able to walk away with the victory. I gotta give it to him. I just want to see this fight. I think it's gonna be an exciting fight. I think it's gonna be one of them fights, man. It's gonna be better fight than people actually think.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a
Yeah, it's gonna
nice
be one.
fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice fight. I can't wait. When do they actually fight? When is the fight?
So one of these undercards.
Yep. Monday night, folks. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my team. We're gonna pull off the upset. That's what I'm calling it. The Detroit Lions taking on Baltimore Ravens Monday night.
Oh, so you know you match up. Oh, sucky ducky. Oh,
who
sucky
Philly
ducky.
who Philly got this week? Y'all got
They got the Rams.
Y'all got the Rams. I think the Rams right now have the #1 rated defense, I believe. Or somewhere around there. Maybe. I think their defense is pretty good. It's going to be a pretty good game right there, I believe. The Rams not no bad team either.
No. And they're undefeated right now.
Yep. They playing Matthew Stafford, man. He's out there playing real good. I don't know who the Browns got this week.
All right.
BVO know who the Browns got. Whoever they got, you can go and mark it down on your calendar as an L. Mark it down on your calendar. It will be another loss for the Cleveland for the Cleveland Browns. Or I like to call them the bad news Browns, because the Browns ain't looking too hot. But if we don't have anything else, Chris, we made it to the 1 hour mark. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna let Chris take us out the door if he's ready.
Hey, listen, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the WD Show. We will be back.
Yes.
Tomorrow football Sunday, so we'll talk to y'all asses Monday. We appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all check out the STN family and stay tuned. Keep the notification on for the next WD Show. We got some things we putting together. CDK is working on some things, and we gonna bring y'all to that heat. Thanks for tuning in. We see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.